Tonight on Shattered.
Do we not have coffee or tea or anything like that? Because that would be really nice. Right, well, I'm the Prime Minister of Australia, so they better do something.
Welcome to Shattered, simply the weirdest show on television. Four people who've been on the most extraordinary journey. They've been deprived of sleep since last Saturday. They're absolutely knackered. Their minds are playing tricks on them. Only one of them is going to walk away with £96,000 on Saturday. So, who's it going to be? Will it be Christopher, our student? Today, Christopher thought he was the Prime Minister of Australia. He's been fighting to the bitter end, to be fair to him. So, will it be him or will it be Jimmy? Jimmy has had a tough night last night, but is an ex-army boy and he's got a lot of resilience. Will it be Claire S., our police cadet, the Terminator? Could our winner indeed be the lovely lady? Or will it be Jonathan, the psychiatrist? Could this man be Britain's ultimate endurance champion? So, the end is in sight for them. But this is the toughest part of the challenge. The effects of sleep deprivation are changing by the hour. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, sometimes they're just plain weird. So this is what happened in the lab last night. 20 minutes after last night's elimination challenge, the thoughts of the four remaining participants turned to the competition. The group have been sleep deprived for over 136 hours, and the end is in sight.
I don't feel particularly excited about having, you know, come through that challenge like last time.
That's because you're through the last four and it's completely different pressure. It's just out of reach. It's there, but it isn't, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, to get up to this stage and just to be so close, you can almost just touch it and, oof. This is where it gets really
And what
mental.
is worse about it is that we're all good friends now.
Yeah. I've got to say, I mean, I didn't expect to sort of get this close with the people. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, you annoyed me the hell out of me at first. But
yeah, likewise.
I know. We did clash quite subtly, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought you'd annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Before I came into this house, 'cause I was like, he ate my man. Angry for that ever since. And I was like, yes, I'm a woman, I'm hold grudges, he ate my man. And then I was like, oh no, he's not that bad after all. And I was like, oh no, this should be a nice guy. So it's been really crazy.
The battle to stay awake has been tough, and as we near the end of the competition, it's getting tougher by the hour. The participants have blinked, slurred and stumbled through 137 hours without a proper night's sleep. The last thing they need is to sit down and endure a lecture.
Hello!
Good evening.
How'd you do?
Hi.
I'm Jimmy.
This is Jenny Cutler. She's going to talk to the group on the finer points of decorum and good manners.
Hi. Can you think why etiquette exists?
To prevent conflict?
Yes. It helps smooth the wheels of society, doesn't it? It helps people know what to do. But knowing a little bit about etiquette, and I'm trying to get a little bit across tonight, is going to help you. You all give parties, don't you?
Yes.
And go to parties.
Yes.
It'd be quite nice to sort of run through the etiquette of a party. So when I say etiquette, if you just think of what are the rules, what's the behaviour, what's the manners? Because the bottom line is etiquette is about making everybody feel comfortable, isn't it? And making yourself feel good. Have you heard of the word protocol?
Yeah.
Which is almost the same. It's kind of formal and written down. It's more to do with procedures and things. You know all about that sort of protocol. But there's sort of softer words, like you could say rules. You could say manners. Couldn't you? Or perhaps a more common word might be the form. Might you not say to somebody, what's the form? You go somewhere, you go to a book launch and you've never been to one before. You might not say, what's the etiquette of a book launch? You might say, well, what's the form? What do you have to do? Because there are quite a few things you have to do at a book launch. And it really is quite awful if you don't do those things. It's a fallback plan to say, what do you do? There are situations when it's perfectly okay to say what you do for a living, but try and think of other things to do.
I just wanted to get through it. No offence to her whatsoever, she had a great, you know, little presentation, but not particularly appropriate for someone who's been up for 138 hours.
It's a very awkward situation. Nobody wants to be in that. But it could happen.
It's very difficult. This is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my entire life.
And in the end, you just leave the door open and people just come in and then they don't know anybody and then you realise somebody's come and you haven't even said hi to them.
The time of greatest struggle for our participants is between 1 and 3 a.m, when your mind automatically attempts to prepare your body for sleep. It's the perfect time for the nightly You Snooze, You Lose challenge, when one person must face a task deliberately designed to push them towards the land of Nod. So far, only one person has cracked, but most have come close. Claire S., Jonathan, Jimmy and Chris are now 139 hours sleep deprived. Who will be brave enough to face the challenge?
Tonight's You Snooze, You Lose challenge is to stay awake whilst counting sheep.
Yeah, well, you have to count them out loud.
Count them out loud.
Okay, it's good. It's me anyway.
Jimmy is led like a lamb to the slaughter.
And the lazy boy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
'With monotony and repetition comes sleep, which is why counting sheep could be enough to push him over the edge.
230. Hmm. 231. 278.
The rest of the group are confined to the medical room. One of the most extreme side effects of sleep loss is hallucination. Visual misperceptions increase as we become more tired and as our subconscious creeps into our conscious mind.
Wouldn't be quite this tired, Barry. About 2 days.
I feel like... Whoa, what is happening? Oh, this is really strange.
I don't like the lights under there because they're twitching.
The floor is doing something at the moment. And when I sat on here, it kind of went warm.
It sounds sort of from Star Wars. Wow.
How much water have you been drinking? Because I reckon that's really a major factor in how bad people are feeling. Really.
Mate, I've been going to the toilet about 6 times every hour.
Clear?
I have been...
It's coming out clear?
Yeah, completely. As in, like, might as well just take a cup and go...
Jimmy is desperately trying to keep sleep at bay by focusing his mind on counting, but even that's not going to plan.
70. 271. 250. 251. 252. 253. 254.
But after 60 minutes, he emerges with no money lost.
Only joking.
Go on, out you go.
Oh, that was thoroughly engrossing. Thank you, Tom.
You're very welcome, well done.
Congratulations.
That was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. Right now.
"140 hours in. The group are talking about last night's elimination show and yours truly. Although lucid and perfectly happy, Chris is still having trouble with visual perception.
Did they
It
send
was
to the
well
room to
funny
feel
when, what's his name, Dermot came in today, and they decided to use the ones of us doing impressions of him.
That was funny.
That wasn't the best impression, though, I did, though. It was just a bit of a shame. Right. OK. You need to get this... That's bad as well.
Well, I suppose so. I can't really see, yes.
There's so many funny things that's happened.
Who was I talking to? Oh, it wasn't the smart lady
Whoa.
who almost dropped off.
No, not at all, but that entire thing you were lying on just went warm, started bending.
Ooh.
The curtains were waving as well.
Oh God, now this is coming up and down here.
It's just pulses.
Weird.
It's cool, isn't it?
Still to come, the lab takes on a different dimension for Chris. See that hallucination and a lot more after the break. Welcome back to Shattered, the show that unlocks parts of people's minds other shows can't reach. They've now been sleep deprived for 159 hours. Just stop for a minute and think about that. That's the equivalent of doing your average 40-hour working week 4 times without ever going home. Now, one of our remaining contestants will be leaving shortly in tonight's Elimination Challenge, but for the survivors, only an agonising 24 hours remain between them and a chance of winning the prize fund, which at the moment stands at £96,000. They've done brilliantly. But who will it be? Let's see what's been happening since 7 a.m. this morning. Following advice from the Shattered experts, the participants have been given 2 hours of sleep. The group were woken up 15 minutes ago. Chris has been feeling groggy and confused.
Hello.
You're right.
Chris, are you all right?
I'm okay.
Where do you think we are?
I know where we are.
Where?
You're from Neighbours.
That's exactly where I'm from.
All right, we're in a game show called Shattered.
Oh yeah, I know. We're not. Yeah.
We're not in a soap opera.
Right. Yeah.
We're in a game show.
I am. I'm from Neighbours. I want to be
We're not
Neighbours.
in a soap opera. We're not in a soap opera.
Talk to yourself.
We're in a game show.
Oh, do people know that in there?
Yeah. Yeah, the people.
You sure? Who's in there?
In the shower.
There's Alice Cooper.
Shut up. That is Jimmy. Because I was wondering whether actually grounding him in reality would make him come back to it quicker. But I don't think he still is. With his brow.
Do we not have coffee or tea or anything like that? Because that would be really nice.
I should imagine we'll get coffee or tea pretty soon. Fingers crossed.
Right, well, I'm the Prime Minister of Australia, so they better do something.
And it's Jimmy from up north. He's the Prime Minister from Australia.
Who is?
Chris. There's a bit of a neighbour set thing going on.
Yeah, I'm from Neighbours.
Right, yeah. No, I'm not.
The nurse drops in to check on Chris.
No, I'm not. I'm doing anything I can.
You all right, Chris? Gotta come through. Have a look at you.
It's a bit of a problem working out where he's from.
You know what day it is?
Yeah.
What day is it?
Today is Friday.
Yeah, that's good. I have to think about that one.
I can't focus.
Your eyes are too tired.
I don't know what's happening to them, but something's wrong.
You seem double, blurred.
Both. Yeah.
After a full checkup, Chris moves into the garden and is slowly beginning to revive.
All right, mate. Yeah, I'm starting to come back a bit, mate. I absolutely hate this.
Yeah, you looked a bit worried about it, really. That's the thing.
It's horrible. I guess the last bit seems a lot harder.
Well, no, I think it is a lot harder than any other bit as well. It's just built up over such a long time.
I know, but I just didn't... I've just had enough of living like this. Yeah, okay, I'm lucky I get to, you know, go to the final and probably win it. As well as win the respect of the entire nation. But, I mean...
Is that a coffee, yeah?
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's so difficult.
With a mammoth 144 hours of sleep deprivation behind them, the strain of the competition is written on the faces of the remaining participants. The best way of maintaining a healthy complexion is to get plenty of beauty sleep, something our participants are very short of.
Hey!
Hiya!
Ooh, hello. Ooh, this looks promising.
How are you?
Very well,
I'm
thank you.
Sarah from the salon, beauty therapist. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
With sleep deprivation comes dry, itchy eyes, dehydrated skin and spots. With appearances slipping, we treated the group to a spot of pampering.
See how Claire's skin's gone a little bit pink? That would happen normally, but it's just because we've brought blood to the surface, which is ideal. Because for your skin, we need that. We need to bring fresh water to your skin. I'm going to try and get you looking a bit more radiant and alive.
Zombified.
Yeah. How does that feel?
It feels a bit kind of...
Very good.
It feels a bit rough, like the exfoliator, but yeah.
I just want to show you John's face. Look at where the mask is.
It's gone.
It's gone. His skin's just drank that straight in.
Oh, right. Oh, right, yeah.
See?
Oh my goodness.
Because normally I said anywhere your skin needs it will absorb. So I'm going to use the same one on you, okay? I think yours is quite dehydrated.
Jimmy, how do you feel about having this done?
Yeah.
Having it done? Oh, I feel fabulous.
Yeah, and what about your macho image down the pub?
I ain't got one. I'm well in touch with my feminine side, man, I'm telling you.
Does look a lot better.
Transform the vision of the
You
world.
look pretty good, mate.
You do.
Wow.
Thanks for this.
That's all right.
It's a tonic.
It is. Do you think you'll feel better after this then,
do.
for the day?
I feel better already. I do.
Good.
I'm not just kind of... I mean, I feel sort of refreshed in the face and stuff, but, you know, a bit of kind of human contact. It's a real pampering thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I think I'm a convert. I think I'm going to make a resolution, New Year's resolution, after this is finished. I think.
You are.
See?
You
Yeah.
look 10 times better.
Yeah.
OK, folks, we're down to our last four. There's just 24 hours to go. Let's find out who our experts think can win this. Welcome back, please, Neil and Gareth, our resident sleep expert and psychiatrist. All right, guys. Let's just simply go through the four, OK? First up, Chris.
Chris is, we've seen him, he's got really, really tired, and I think he's lost sight of winning now, but he's just in it just to see it right through to the end.
He's not bothered about winning?
He's not really that into the money. He's more interested in the group, I think, you know, and making sure that the group goes. Yesterday, when he was at his worst, all he was focusing on was keeping his eyes open, and that was so the group wouldn't lose any money. But we're seeing a nice side of Chris. He's very caring, and I think that's coming over.
All he wants to do is just get to the end, yeah?
Just get to the end and finish it, get to that finish line.
Probably a lot of that going round.
Yeah.
But he's got an advantage. He's been to the depths of the... You know, we saw him in the trough.
Sure.
He's come through that, so he knows how bad it can be, and he's got through it. The others have yet to experience that, and in the next 24 hours, if one of them go through it, it may be too much for them.
Yeah. OK, Jonathan.
Jonathan's been a bit of a dark horse and kept himself kind of isolated from the rest of the group. He's almost been too much of the psychiatrist and analysing how everyone else is going
It must
on.
be very difficult for Jonathan, because we said the other night, the minute he opens his mouth, people must think he's analysing them. So.
Yeah, but I think he might be using that to his advantage, because all Jonathan's tactics to keep him awake clearly are going on inside his head. He's not vocalising them. Everyone else seems to be kind of sharing things, but, you know, we might see that might just see him right through to the end, actually.
Yeah, he hasn't shown any strength and he hasn't shown any weakness. So in the last hurdle, has he got enough for that sprint to the finish, or is he just sort of a steady character?
Mm-hmm. It's all relative strength, though.
Relative strength.
Absolutely. That's 159 hours, you ain't doing that bad.
Yeah.
Claire.
Claire is like...
Should Claire join the Marines?
Yeah.
Discuss.
Absolutely. She's like Margaret Thatcher. She's got an iron will and she will not break.
Yeah.
You know, it's scary speaking to her. She's like a Terminator in the way that she's like a robot. If you gave her a battle plan, she would take over the world, I think, Claire. She's...
This could be quite worrying, the seeds this show is sowing.
She's going to be a policeman.
She's doing something with her toes, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's got this bizarre way of causing muscle cramp in her foot by curling her toes somehow. And she seems to be doing this, causing herself pain to get through the experience. She is utterly determined.
So every time she feels tired, she does
Yeah.
Yeah. So she goes into spasm. But I think Claire would do this, even for £50. She just wants to get to the end. She wants to beat Randy Gardner, who did 11 days. You know, she asked, can we stay in a bit longer? That's how...
She has asked, can we stay in a bit longer?
She could, yeah, absolutely.
What, like after all the cameras go and stuff? She'll just still be in there next week?
Still be in there, yeah. Right.
Anyone there? No? Not a problem.
Where's my food?
I'm doing fine. OK, Jimmy.
Jimmy is well, he's ex-army, and I think he sees this like an obstacle course, and he will get over that wall, the one at the end where you just really have to push yourself. He's also, as we've said throughout the week, been a bit of a father figure. People have relied on him quite a bit. He did tire, but he's determined. You see it in his eyes. He's got that fixed sort of sniper stare.
Never lost his sense of humour either, has he?
No. He keeps going. He keeps him entertained, really.
Yeah,
he does, and he's got this belief he can fight tiredness. He sees it as a battle each time he feels tired. He fights it. He stops it progressing, and that's quite amazing.
Yeah, he's convinced himself he's not tired, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's as if tiredness is something you can overcome. And up until now, we haven't seen that. You know, tiredness is something that you think just overwhelms everybody, and at some point you'll crack. But he seems to have got this mental ability to get through that, and that's bizarre and really astonishing for us to see as, you know, experts, I suppose.
So, you know, it's very difficult for you, but who do you think's going to win it?
I think it might be Claire or Jonathan. I would like to see Chris get through, but I think it might be Claire or Jonathan.
I would just go for Claire.
It's difficult, though, isn't it? Because when they're out here, the circumstances are so different from being in there. Yes. So they've got that elimination challenge and the added pressure of all of this. OK. Lastly, Neil, you've been running a sleep survey on the web, so can you...
Yeah, we've had a fabulous response on the web. It's, you know, really getting big numbers now. So if you want to go onto the web and fill in our survey, you know, it would really help us. And just sort of headline figure, the average time people spend asleep is 6 hours and 39 minutes, which is a lot less than the national average. It's about 3/4 of an hour less than the national average. So maybe this programme's keeping them awake.
Gentlemen, I like that plug. Gentlemen, thank you for your science. OK, earlier today we tried to convince our 4 remaining housemates they were psychic. Find out if it worked after the break. See you. Welcome back to Shattered, a game show like no other. Where else could you win £96,000 just for staying awake? So, it's 10:30 on Friday, and 4 absolutely knackered contestants remain. They're now entering the 7th and last day of sleep deprivation, and as they teeter ever closer to the precipice of sleep, it's only the thought of that big cash prize that's keeping them awake. Time now to see what happened to the contestants since 10 a.m. this morning. The participants last enjoyed a full night's sleep an incredible 6 days ago. They are seriously sleepy. Both perception and judgment have been hindered by their increasingly sluggish minds. As a result, tired people can be far more suggestible than they would be when fully rested. We put this to the test. One by one, we brought each participant into the medical room and tried to convince them that they could read minds, with very mixed results.
I'm going to ask Paul a series of simple questions. He's going to try and hold that information in his brain, in his mind, and what I want you to do is try and pick up on what he's thinking.
But what they didn't know was that any answer they gave, we would pretend to be correct.
Have you got any pets? So kind of...
No.
You got any hands?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? OK, fair enough. Think of a shape.
A square. It was a square, yeah.
OK.
Much as we tried, there was no convincing Jonathan. But Chris was a different story.
Simple yes/no here. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
That's okay. And, okay, Paul, I want you to think about how many of each.
Three.
Just one.
Just one.
No.
Kind of
I
lost
think
it a
I
bit.
did before you thought, didn't I? Did I say it before you thought?
You would
I think maybe
just
you're
jump
on the
in.
verge,
If you wait until
Okay.
so we can just let it kind of settle in a little bit.
Yeah.
As a matter of interest, though, what did you think? How many of each? When you said three, was it like? Did you think three girls or?
I saw a sister, and I don't know why I said three, but I just. Do you have a sister?
Yeah, does actually have
one
a sister.
Oh my god!
Did you just add
I
a
literally
couple
saw
more?
a sister. I don't know why I added a couple more.
What was your favourite subject at school?
Okay.
All right. Go.
Geography.
It was geography. No one's...
Okay, that's really good. Blimey.
You're getting really freaked out, aren't you?
A little bit.
A couple more. Okay.
Okay.
So, a colour,
Okay.
Red.
Yeah, red.
a shape.
Circle.
Circle.
That's weird. That is weird. That's weird.
I was thinking of, I don't know why, but with those two questions back to back, I was thinking of, like, traffic lights. I think that must have been why I had red and circle in my mind. For some
You had
reason.
red and circle in your mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking red apple.
How weird. Thank you very much. This has been really weird. This has been the most peculiar thing I've done all week.
Having endured an amazing 146 hours of sleep deprivation, the finish line is drawing near. The remaining participants need only manage a further 37 hours to have successfully completed one whole week in the lab. With Chris and Jonathan in the medical room, Claire and Jimmy size up the competition for the grand prize.
Both of them in there are all really competitive. I think he made himself out to be a not very competitive type. As I was saying to them in the interview, I was like, he's such a dark horse. He has been, and not up until the past few days have I thought, my God, he's actually quite a threat. It's because he's like really intelligent, and he's like supersonic intelligent. It's like, whoa. He does seem quite capable of doing pretty much anything. I think if I was put up against all of you, you would be my hardest competition probably to stay awake, because both of them seem to nod off quite quickly, and I just go on and on and on and on and on.
For the 4 remaining participants, the journey into the mysterious world of sleep deprivation is finally nearing an end. Whilst each participant relied heavily on the support and companionship of the group to see them through the early days,
What's wrong with me?
It's just really hard to stay awake in the morning, isn't it?
now the prize is in sight. It's every man and Claire for themselves.
Confidence in winning the show is about probably 85 to 90%.
I would like to stay till tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'd like to stay till the end, and I'd like to win. Because there's money involved, that makes losing hard.
Really painful.
Yeah.
I have obviously struggled more than any of the other contestants.
What'd you say? What?
Technically, I can go out there and win just as easy as them. All I have to do is make sure I stay in the game.
I think they are a bit concerned that I might, steal the crown.
My biggest competition comes from Jonathan. Yeah! I'm really looking forward to the Battle of Wills. That's what I'm in it for. I won't fall asleep again. It's absolutely guaranteed.
All the people that are left in the house now are very strong-headed people.
Nervous? Not at all. Determined? Extremely determined.
We all have to believe that we can make it there and have to and are going to.
Now I've got to this stage, I think really I'd like to win it.
I'm going to do everything in my power to try and win.
Of course, I'm actually going to go on to win it for all the girls.
I'd rather collapse than be drug out. That's the only way I'm leaving this place.
So right now I'm going in to announce who's up for tonight's elimination challenge and tell them how much money is left in the prize fund. Also very popular when I do this, so here comes.
Here he is.
Hello, contestants.
Hello.
Well, that's nice. How are we all right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty nervous.
Nervous.
Are you?
We all are, yeah.
We're like
Really?
shaking in our boots.
Okay, before we go any further, I'd like you all to just tell me, one by one, who, apart from yourself, would you say will win this?
Jonathan.
Jimmy.
Jonathan.
Very egalitarian, I like that. Okay, it's time for your favourite part of the show. We'll review how much money's left and who's up for tonight's elimination. Money first, remember, 10 seconds, with your eyes shut, equals £1,000 lobbed off the prize fund. That's illegal sleep. Who thinks there's been illegal sleep today?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Congratulations, you're right, which is incredible. Almost 160 hours, and you know you're still playing for £96,000. How are you keeping your eyes open, Chris? I know you've had a really bad couple of days. How are you keeping your eyes open?
Right. Basically, I've learned a new technique called muscle spasm, and if you induce a muscle spasm, it's brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You can if you just
You
like
do your toes, right?
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you use your toes, and then it just basically wakes you up straight away.
So how do you do it? You just
You basically
squeeze.
stretch out your foot and you just sort of
Tense
try and
it.
tense it as much as you can for as long as you can. Within a minute, it'll happen.
I noticed it was good when I was running around and I got cramp in my foot once, and suddenly I just woke up afterwards.
So you like invented this?
Yes.
Right.
It's a
great.
Terminator kind of.
Nice. Okay. So on to Weary versus O'Leary. Earlier on, we gave you a chance to win a grand back in the Weary versus O'Leary. It was a game of falling tower. This is what happened. At 10:30 a.m., it was time for the Weary versus O'Leary. Today's weapon of choice, the falling tower. After a democratic drawing of straws, Jonathan stepped forward for a game of daring, cunning, and cutthroat decision-making. The stage was set. It's worth bearing in mind that Jonathan is a qualified psychiatrist, and therefore quite clever.
Any excuse. Oh. If it starts to wobble, just let it settle. Oh, well done, well done.
With the game poised, O'Leary went in for the kill. Shut up!
Oh.
Despite being sleep deprived for 147 hours, Jonathan emerged victorious and the group was £1,000 richer.
Really?
I didn't mention he's quite clever, didn't I? Congratulations, Jonathan, and the rest of you. That means you're now playing for a total of £97,000.
Cool.
Congratulations, right? Yes. Okay. But as you know, only one person still standing by tomorrow night will win the money. There are 3 places in tomorrow's final, so one of you must leave tonight. I can now tell you, all 4 of you will be up for elimination. I know that probably comes as no surprise, does it?
Not really.
We kind of guessed.
Sure. I'll be explaining what it involves when you all join me in the elimination room in just a second, all right? So I'll give you some time now to prepare yourselves.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, guys,
Thanks, Dermot.
No worries.
See you in a minute. Oh, you guys.
I am sorry,
Bye.
Matt. It's fucking unfair. Unfair, I knew that.
Please.
Well,
is-
because you've been all day.
Good luck, good luck.
Totally convinced.
Jimmy,
Good luck.
good luck, good luck with yourself.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Best of luck, everyone.
Come on.
Best of luck, my friend.
Have a good time.
I'm going to do fabulously. Don't know what this means,
Hey!
So, coming up, all 4 of our sleepy contestants face off in tonight's elimination challenge. Who will leave, who will still be in with a shot at the grand prize. Join us after the break to find out. Very tense. Welcome back to Shattered, the show that laughs in the face of sleep. Our 4 remaining contestants have now been deprived of sleep for almost 160 hours. At 9 p.m. tomorrow, in our live final, one of them will emerge from a week of sleeplessness as Britain's ultimate endurance champion. But who is it going to be? Well, we'll know very soon who it's not going to be, as all 4 contestants are going to take part in tonight's elimination challenge. All week, one of the major things they've struggled with is their perception of time. So that's exactly what we're going to test them on tonight. Right, it's time to call them through. Chris. Dermot. Claire S.
Hello.
Jimmy. Yep. And Jonathan. Please now join me in the elimination room.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, Drew.
Well, you're all fairly sleep deprived because you all sat in the wrong places, but never mind about that. That was it's cool. Tonight's challenge is a test of your time perception, okay? It's very similar to the scientific test you've been taking daily, except this time you'll be against an opponent rather than yourself. Straightforward? Okay, the rules are simple. To win the challenge, you must judge the length of time given to a certain number of seconds more accurately than your fellow contestants, yeah? The challenge will take part in 2 heats and then a final. The winner of each heat will be safe and return to the lab. The loser of each heat will then face off in a playoff. The winner of that playoff will be safe and will join the others in the lab. The loser then gets eliminated. Yeah? Okay. Firstly, if you just would do the honors and please all remove any watches you have. None in your boots? Thank you very much. Okay. Thanks. I'm now going to give you 30 seconds to decide who's going to face each other in the first heat. Starts now.
Should you just be sitting next to you?
Yeah.
Do you want to go? Well, no,
I don't want to go on then.
Jonathan,
I don't want to go,
I'll
okay?
go with you, Jonathan.
I'll go with you. Yeah, should we go first?
Ready?
All right, cheers.
It's a compliment. Me and Jim.
Ready? Who's in the first heat?
Me and Jim.
Okay. Taking part in the first heat, boys, please take your place at the podiums.
Good luck, guys.
Okay. Take hold of the handles. Don't touch the buttons, all right? Very shortly, I'll start the clock. All you have to do is press the button when you think 49 seconds is up. Whoever is closest will win their place in the final tomorrow. Now, I have to ask the audience, please, 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 be absolutely silent, okay? Ready, guys? Happy? Okay. The 49 seconds starts now. Jimmy, you were 2.82 seconds out. Chris, you were 1.04 seconds out. You're returning to the lab. Congratulations. Guys, if you would. Okay. Take hold of the handles, thank you. Same thing, guys. Very shortly, I will start the clock. All you have to do is press the button when you think 53 seconds is up. 53 seconds. Whoever is the closest wins a place in the final tomorrow. Once again, audience, please, very silent. Your 53 seconds starts now. So this should be fun. Jonathan, you were 0.4 seconds out. You were 0.3 seconds out.
Well done.
Point 0.7 seconds between you there, okay? If you were pleased. Thanks for that, Claire. Okay. Based on the handles, boys, playing for a place in the lab and the chance to be in tomorrow's grand final, all right? Loser walks away. All you have to do is press the button when you think 1 minute and 7 seconds is up. Okay? Audience, please remain absolutely silent. 1 minute, 7 seconds starts now. Very, very close, obviously. Jonathan, 0.04 seconds out. .10 seconds out. Jimmy, sorry, you're eliminated.
Oh, right, the other way round.
That's good luck.
600 to the second, all right?
Well done, big guy.
Oh, that was horrible.
Where's Jimmy? Oh my goodness, what number did you get?
I thought Jimmy had won. It was
Jimmy,
really
you were
embarrassing.
He was 2 point. You were 0.4.
Yeah, I thought I was 0. I don't know what I thought. I thought he
number was it?
I thought he had won.
Just going.
Yeah.
I could not believe it when you
67.
pressed it, but at the same time as me, I was just like...
What are you doing?
I was like that. How did it? At 0.1 second out we were.
I thought he had won, which is why I started applauding. And then. Oh dear. Oh God.
Oh my God. 600ths of a second.
Yeah.
Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy. That wasn't one of your weaknesses either. I mean, you've been...
Well, I mean, we've been doing that all week, so I think we've got quite well trained up on that one. I mean, we're all pretty accurate despite the sleep deprivation. Everybody seems to be saying pretty much.
Absolutely.
On the mark.
Obviously, you're devastated. You're very upset.
Yeah, but you know, it's been a fantastic experience.
160 hours, and you just never looked like you were going to quit. You never
No,
like...
well, no, I wouldn't quit. No, not unless they'd stretching me off, Dermot.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
How difficult has it been?
It's been really difficult at times, but it's been really, really enjoyable. Well, you know, we've had our downs, but we've had fantastic ups as well. In fact, the downs have been probably the most rewarding parts.
In what way?
Of the experience. Well, kind of, you know, experiencing what you're able, you know, the limits of your abilities, things like that. That's really kind of rewarding, and that kind of self-knowledge that you get from doing something like that.
Sure.
So, I mean, absolutely kind of, you know, got loads from it and really enjoyed it. And
so what
I wish best of luck to the other guys.
Absolutely. So what would you say you've learned in particular?
What have I learned in particular? That I can go without sleep. Quite easily. But it's actually a skill going without sleep. And as the week's gone on, we've all got better at catching ourselves before we fall asleep and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's made it easier for us all to sort of overcome.
You've been a real star, you've been a gentleman as well.
Thanks very much. Have you?
So, only 24 hours to go until someone walks away with that prize fund of £97,000 and the title of Shattered Champion. Who is it going to be? Join us tomorrow at the earlier time of 9 to find out. We'll see you then. Take care. God bless.
I'm so happy I've got rhythm.
I got music, who could ask for anything more?
Jimmy.
That was so...
That was so easy but so tense. That is the worst one I've ever had. I swore the whole podium must look like it was quivering from where I was just standing there, just shaking.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
How much were you out by?
Huh?
How much were you out by?
0.3.
No, John, when you did Jimmy, how much were you out by?
Oh, 0.12.
What?
0.1. Yeah.
You were out by 0.12?
Yeah.
Jimmy's out by 0.3.
0.3.
So why were me and Jimmy both out? Why was he out by 2.8?
I think his system must have failed before.
What an intense challenge, though. Is that not? Do you not reckon?
Do you know what? I was doing really well. I thought I was doing really wrong on the stoop test. Was it stoop test?